Beyrouthi from FS Securities. We are an education and information firm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. And every day I actually show you what happened overnight and what we expect in the next couple of days. So first of all, we start with what happened in America last night. Here you can see that the Dow was up 1.6%. And the S&P 500 was up 1.2%, and the Nasdaq was up nearly 1%. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was down 1.8%. In London, the FTSE 100 index was down 2.8%, and the DAX was nearly down 2%. In Japan, the Nikkei index down 1.7%. And in China, the Shanghai index was down 1%. On our market yesterday, we were down 93 points, and that is down 1.7%. The previous 2 days, you can see here, 58 points down on Wednesday. Sorry, that's Tuesday. We rose 19 points on Wednesday, and that's yesterday. So over the last 3 days, we've got nearly 150 points down. Gold, you can see here green over 3 days, 1705, 1723, 1738 US per ounce. Yesterday was up $21. However, remember, this is actually based on the close. This is the morning figure, and that of course is the change based on the previous night. Silver was trading at $16.20 versus $15.76 the day before, and $15.63 US per ounce 2 days ago. Brent, look, $29.46, and then today's morning $31.50 US per barrel. And West Texas crude oil, also a good day last night, nearly 10% up, $2.42. Soybeans continues to go down, only $2.50 down per bushel. However, it's red 3 days in a row. So the question is, what is China doing as far as American soy? In terms of the Australian dollar versus the US, 2 days ago, 64.7, almost unchanged. Hardly changed, let's say 64.6. Against the euro, 59.65, slightly higher this morning. Against the British pound, 52.8 versus 52.76 day before. Iron ore price 0.6% up, trading at 92.2 US per ton. Aluminium was down, copper was down. 17% of our stocks yesterday were up and 41% down. Best performing stock yesterday, Newcrest Mines, was up 3.6%, QBE up 0.8%, worst performing stock, Afterpay down 4.1%. However, was trading around the $41. Remember, Afterpay dropped to $16 about 6 weeks ago. So if you trade Afterpay and you hang on to it, you're still doing very well despite the 4.1% drop yesterday. Suncorp, again, not performing well, 3.7 down percent, and 3 days ago it was down 5%. Telstra was trading at $3.12, down 1 cent. After it rose 4 cents, it rose another 2 cents. So, okay, it was down nearly $2.99 a few days ago, above the $3 again. Okay, now in terms of volume, you can see here that the volume yesterday was slightly higher than the day before. And you can see here 17% of all the stocks were up and 41% were down. Actually, we've got 3 days in a row where declines exceeded advance. And you can see here This is the weekly advances versus declines. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of very positive advances over declines, with the exception of one. However, the last 2 weeks so far, we see the declines exceeding the advances. So it's telling you that the market now is jittery and on the bearish side. So, by the way, today we might see the market going up by 45 points. However, I would say that we're still on the bearish side. Looking at the charts, it's very important to look at the charts here. The Dow hovering around the 50% retracement from the very high of 29,568 all the way down to 18,000, dropping quite a bit, and then recovered 50% and hanging on to that level. If you look at the 200-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, one is below the 100 below the 200. That is a long-term bearish, and the candle happened to be below the 50 bearish. So even though we've had a good day yesterday, I would say that the market is actually in a bearish trend. And confirming that, the parabolic stop and reverse shown here in the dots, the 2 dots, bearish. The stochastic, the blue below the red, is bearish. And again, the candle below the 21 is bearish as well. Mind you, it hit the Bollinger Band, the down bar. Actually, it was down and hit it up. I would say overall, be careful. The market in America is on the bearish side. What happened to our ASX 200? Again, we did exactly the same thing, from all the way high, all the way down, started to recover, never got to 50%, stopped at 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, and stayed below it. Hang on, how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4. It cannot really. It tried to break through it. No, it did not. Again, that is bearish. On the daily, again, the same thing. The 200 above the 100, 100 above the 50. That is bearish long term. And all the candles for a long time happen to be below the 50-day moving average. Again, that is bearish. In the Bollinger Bands, it's actually down below the 21-day moving average. That is a sign that is actually bearish. However, today we might see it above. I don't know how it's going to finish above, but again, it's going to hover for quite a while around this. Again, looking at the parabolic stop and reverse is bullish. The stochastic is bearish. We might see a change in the direction. Anyway, time will tell. The mechanical system, the American market gold, you can see here, is very bullish. And this is actually what we said on Saturday morning. We said bullish for the long term. We said that on Saturday the 9th. We were very bullish. And 3 days ago in the morning, we said, okay, if you're long-term trader or investor in gold, stay bullish. However, with the very aggressive trader, we are up one day, one down one day. However, yesterday morning, we were bullish for the very aggressive and the aggressive. And this morning, we are very aggressive, conservative trader and investor, all bullish. Wheat, if you're trading wheat, today is all bearish. The American market, the Dow here, appearing to be very bearish this morning. So it's important to realize that the market at the moment is now very jittery. There are too many fundamental factors. The spread between America and China, that could be one reason. However, the Nasdaq, the technology index, is bullish. We were bullish on Saturday morning and we remain bullish right through. A little bit of weakness for the conservative trader. However, for the long-term investor, we are hanging on to the Nasdaq. This is very strong. Now for our market, if you like to see what's happening with our market, here again, that's the weekly and that's the daily. What we see here, ANZ, bearish for 3 days in a row. NAB, bearish 2 days in a row. Westpac, bearish 2 days in a row across all investors and traders. We might see a small change in that, and maybe it's time to actually close some of your losing position based on maybe some profit or maybe some recovery. And you may want to actually look into gold. And if Newcrest Mine goes down today, mind you, Newcrest Mine interestingly had a good day yesterday. However, it's showing here as neutral. Newcrest Mine yesterday was up nearly 3.6%. Everything was down except QBE. Again, QBE was slightly high. However, our recommendation this morning is that we are bearish. And QBE on Saturday, we said we were bearish and we stay bearish. So we continue. There is a small day from day, things can change. However, 1 day increase in QBE does not really mean a great deal. So again, it's very important to actually keep that in perspective. That was actually the week before, and that's what we told you on Saturday. So nothing very strongly bullish last Saturday, and today is Friday. We can see that for the investor, nothing bullish. The conservative trader, nothing bullish. But you're aggressive or very aggressive, there was some position for you to take. And by the way, if you want a copy of this slide, it will be appearing on our website in a few minutes time. Mesoblast had a good day yesterday, 8.3%. Mesoblast continue to appear in this most active slide. We've had some very good day on Mesoblast, so you may want to have a look at it as well. Breville Group, 6.7%. Newcrest Mine, 4.2% yesterday. Even though we had a bad day yesterday, remember, QBE was up 0.8, but a lot of companies also had some good days. So it's important, if you want a copy of this, look at our slide on our website. Again, in terms of volume, we look at what stock exceeded the average volume. Here, that's the weekly. And we see here that nothing really exciting as far as I'm concerned. Finally, what's happening today, this is actually our announcement today. We've got the unemployment rate in China, the retail sale in China. So a lot of information coming from China at 12 o'clock today. So keep an eye on that. And by the way, yesterday, these were actually the figures that we ended up with. Unemployment was slightly higher than what we expected. Nearly 500,000 people who actually registered for unemployment. However, we expected unemployment rate to be 8.3%, and we finished with 6.2%. However, that will increase over time. And what else yesterday happened? Unemployment claims, 298,000 asked for unemployment claims, and the import prices were down 2.6%. Finally, the disclaimer, everything we showed you here today, the presentation was actually prepared for general information, does not take into account the investment objectives, financial situation, and particular needs of any particular person. Person intending to act on any information in this document should seek advice first. If you have any questions, by the way, you need to ask, and here are our details. You can write to me, George at fssecurities.com.au, or you can actually call me on my mobile. I'm available 7 days a week, almost nearly 13 hours a day. And if you're ringing from overseas, 61 first, that's the country code, 61. You don't need the 0 for my mobile, so it's 61 411 2595 0.26. Finally, have a good day and happy trading, and hopefully you save some money.